environment. There are a great range of concerns about the future of the HS2 project. I'm not going to speak outside my sphere of authority, in inverted commas, that being the environment, biodiversity, conservation, wildlife, etc. But what I can tell you this morning, that if this project progresses, pending the review that's been enacted, it will damage 108 of our ancient woodlands. Now I see these as national, natural treasures, irreplaceable parts of our landscape which have taken years to grow and which we have inherited as a great legacy. And in this time, where we have woken our government to declare a climate and environment emergency, destroying these is no longer compatible with the way that we want our landscape managed or our future assured. And on that account, it's up to us to question this in a peaceful way, which we're doing fabulously this morning. What we sought to do this morning is to bring our own little temporary forest to the offices of HS2 to demonstrate our passion and commitment to protect this environment. I'm very pleased that we've had a very good turnout, but what I'm also assured of is that across the country there are many other people following this, and they share our passions and they share our concerns, because we have woken up and we are now finding ourselves with a voice, currently mine, but plenty of others too, to express our concerns for that future and its sustainability. We are about to enter a new phase as Extinction Rebellion launched their October uprising, and if it is as imaginative, creative, peaceful, clever and enjoyable as the one they conducted in April, it will be a further success to spread the word and the message and to ensure that our governors and decision makers are aware of the fact that they cannot continue as before. We are telling them the truth. It says it on that poster. We're telling the truth, and our truth is backed up by firm science. We are motivated emotionally. We do have those kinds of concerns, but also we have a raft of enormous data behind us which tells us that our species and every other on the planet is imperiled by our current course, and therefore we need to change that course. Changing our minds as the human species is very difficult. We're reluctant to change. It takes courage. And if our leaders can't motivate that courage themselves, then we have to do it for them. And that's what we're doing standing here today. We're sending a clear message that the times have changed and no longer will they be able to plough on with projects like HS2 without serious consideration of its environmental impact. Lastly, in my pocket I have some acorns. Now an acorn is a fabulous little capsule. It's beautifully designed by nature. It's protected by an exterior tough outer covering. It's picked up by jays. The jay, a corvid species in the UK, can fill its mouth with up to 8 of these, and it takes them away and it buries them so that it can eat the rest of them throughout the course of the winter. And the remarkable thing about the jay is that it can actually remember where it's buried 5,000 acorns. Now I'm going to hand them all out in a minute, and I want you to bury them, and in 3 months' time come back and find them. You won't be able to do it. The jay is a remarkable organism, but it's not that remarkable because it buries more than 5,000 and therefore it forgets a few, and they germinate into trees. And oak trees in the UK support the largest biodiversity that we have in our terrestrial environment. Fungi, lichens, plants, insects, birds, mammals. They are our richest environment, and we have less woodland cover in the UK than in any other country in Western Europe. We are deforesting, and if this project progresses, it will be the largest deforestation project since the end of the First World War. Is there anyone here who wants to countenance that? No! A short while ago, I launched what we call a pre-action protocol letter with my associates at Lee Day Solicitors to the Department of Transport, asking for assurance that none of these woodlands would now be destroyed pending the results of the review, i.e. that no ancient woodland will be cut down for a project that actually may not take place. Can we genuinely afford to destroy these valuable parts of our environment for a project that may not take place?
No, we can't.
That would be nothing more than extraordinary vandalism.
Nothing sensitive.
I have a reply to that letter yesterday, and it doesn't contain that assurance. What they've said is that they've divested responsibility for the decisions about the enabling works, potentially cutting down those ancient woodlands, if there was a strong economic case for doing so that won't thwart the potential progress of the project to HS2 Limited. I'm not very keen on that.
No.
As a mitigation, they have said that officials within the Department of Transport will oversee these decisions, and they will make sure that they are, and I quote, sensible. Can we put sensible in inverted commas? Another thing that they have said is that they will now be considered on a case-by-case basis. So every piece of ancient woodland, every woodland that is maybe cut down in advance of the results of the review must be considered by HS2 on a case-by-case basis, and that they will inform me in advance of any works that take place. At this point in time, I have no empirical measurement of what advance might be. It might be 5 minutes, it might be 5 days. We are writing back and we are going to ask for greater assurance of the fact that we have time to respond with potential legal challenges, if that's appropriate, something that's worth exploring. But certainly, I can tell you now, and pledge to you, that if I receive any notice that any of these trees will be damaged, I will broadcast and publicise that as widely as possible, as quickly as possible, so that if some of you would like to visit that site and in a peaceful, non-violent way demonstrate against the destruction of these trees, then you will be free to do so. And can I say that if you did, it would make me very happy. So that's where we stand with the legal challenge. Just going to wrap up now by saying an enormous thanks to all the organisers, to all of the NGOs that have supported this. We've seen a change in our NGOs. Do you remember when they were quite flabby and they were sitting back and counting their members and publishing their magazines and doing a little bit of fundraising and some nice things for children? Well, they still do all of that, not the flabby bit. But they're beginning to stand up, and it's fantastic to see that people like the Woodland Trust, like the World Wide Fund for Nature, and like Greenpeace, and like the RSPB, and like the Ramblers, and like Client Earth, that they've all stood up to support this campaign. In the words of Bob Dylan, everyone, the times, they are a-changing. Thank you. Someone shoot Phil Collins. One last thing, can I just ask for a very large round of applause and cheer for the Metropolitan Police, who have been so accommodating and friendly this morning.